other channels. Let's take it live. Now that we got the voice box right, sounding right up in here. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Alrighty. Yeah, we up in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for bearing with your boy, man. You're here with your boy Bam Bam Belly Young, one of Watch 3 Sons. We'll continue to give those, stand those 10 toes grounded in them 10-fold grounds, represent East Side ours because the East Side is ours. We here, baby. We are here. What I mean by we are here is that we are here. How many of y'all remember this? Just a minute ago, it was, they were just talking about protesting, right? It was all about protests, right? Now, all of a sudden, we got real life war going down, real life pandemonium. Will there ever be peace in the Middle East? Nah, I don't think there ever will, man. There's a whole lot of situations going down in that there Middle East. Equations, like mathematical problems, like 2 and 2 is 4 and 4 and 4 is 8. You understand what I'm saying? As I look at this and we go over these things, I want to check out some things. And since we're going to just use the question, ask the question, is common sense still common in the United Snakes of Amnesia? I'm just asking because it seems like common sense just ain't that common no more. You understand? You got wars and rumors of wars, man. All of this stuff is more than meets the eye. Don't let the smooth taste fool you, like the commercial used to say. Everything that we see going on here, there's a background going on. There's a background game being played. You understand what I'm saying? And we all know, everybody talking about Epstein. That's just what they letting you hear about. That's just what they letting you know. There's so much more going on than Epstein, and that's like a low key distraction from. Hey, if they didn't want nobody to know about Epstein, wouldn't nobody know about Epstein? Straight up and down. Y'all already know. Real secrets get kept. That's why they haven't fully released the JFK files. You understand? Yeah, man, wars and rumors of wars is going down, man. They thought this was going to be simple like Venezuela. This one ain't going as smooth, man. But yeah, they ain't even released all the files, man, that they said they was going to release. That's how you know the secrets have secrets. We ain't got to see everything going on with what happened with Martin Luther King. But all of us know at this point, this government, conspired to off our brother. Because he came to his senses. I fear I have integrated my people into a burning house. The words of Dr. King himself. But on some real stuff, don't he kind of got a point? I'm just saying, man. We can say what we want, man. It's a lot going on, man. We play games. We pretend, and look at all that that's been going down in Houston with the ass shaking. We pretend that we still living in a normal society. No, man, this shit is crazy now. Super crazy. And I put some clips together, man. I put some cool little clips together that I want everybody to hear. But check these clips out because, yeah. Like I said, is common sense still common? We about to find out, if you know what I mean. Let's get over there. Boom. As the Phoenix takes flight, baby. Watch, baby, where we are taught to survive. We are that bird that rises from the ashes, man. God's chosen. But, yeah. Let's get off into these videos, man, because I want to put the 2 and 2s and the 3s and 4s together to see if everybody can come across the same thing. What the heck did I just do?
How did Donald Trump, after 10 years of saying one thing, do in the pivotal act of his presidency exactly the opposite?
We've spent $5 trillion in the Middle East. We've spent $6 trillion in the Middle East. $6 trillion in the Middle East. We could have rebuilt our country twice.
We've spent $8 trillion in the Middle East. And we're not fixing our roads in this country? How stupid is it?
The Pentagon asked the White House for $200 billion for Iran war supplemental. Can you explain why a package this large is necessary?
$200 billion. I think that number could move, obviously. It takes money to kill bad guys.
And we're not fixing it.
It takes money to kill bad guys. Didn't the man just say that we spent trillions of dollars for nothing and our roads needed fixing and blah, blah, blah? Hey, turns out he is a politician. Everybody thought he was something different. No, he's just another politician. Oh, wait a minute. I ain't pulled it over here yet. Let's go back. Let's take it back. Let's take it back just a little bit.
Our highways are
Back.
After 10 years of saying one thing, do in the pivotal act of his presidency exactly the opposite.
We've spent $5 trillion in the Middle East. We've spent $6 trillion in the Middle East. $6 trillion in the Middle East. We could have rebuilt our country twice.
We've spent $8 trillion in the Middle East. And we're not fixing our roads in this country? How stupid is it?
And y'all heard the man said, you spent all that money and we not fixing our roads. And why are we spending all this money in the Middle East? Trillions of dollars. I think they had about what right now? What is there? They're like 12 billion right now that they spent so far with this new farce they done kicked off over the Middle East.
The Pentagon asked the White House for $200 billion for Iran war supplemental. Can you explain why a package this large is necessary?
$200 billion. I think that number could move, obviously. It takes money to kill bad guys.
And we're not
It takes money to kill bad guys, yo. Hey, he's not lying, man, because apparently nobody ain't got enough money to take care of the bad guys over here. Hey, but let's get back to more important things, yo. $200 billion is what they asked for. For what I understand, Congress turned them down so far. Hey, but man, let's keep going.
fixing our highways, our tunnels, our bridges, our hospitals even, our schools even. It's crazy.
And the last time I saw Charlie Kirk on this earth was in June. In
good old Charlie Kirk. Like I said, we playing math right now. We playing math. You just heard the numbers just now. He was complaining about the trillion spent in the Middle East fighting wars for the small hat people, right? He just complained about that. But now they asking for 200 billion right now. They'd already spent a few billion. And the truth is, Iran, they playing the long game. They running America pocket like it's the thing to do. But let's take that equation and let's take all the math, those numbers. Let's take the other math from the 360 degree in the geometry, the 360 degree, the turnaround that this motherfucker did. And let's take this math right here. Mr. Charlie Kirk. Let's not forget about Mr. Kirk. All of y'all that's still running around here thinking he got unalive because he was speaking out against LGBT and black people and all that.
in the West Wing, in the stairway, and I said hi to him, and he looked me in the eye, and he said very loudly, and it's a small, you've been in the West Wing, it's small, it's a tight space, and he said, Joe, stop us from getting into a war with Iran, very loudly.
He was single-minded.
And he walked off, and he went, I believe, into the Oval. So when one of President Trump's closest advisors, who is vocally advocating for us to not go to war with Iran and for us to rethink at least our relationship with the Israelis, and then he's suddenly publicly assassinated, and we're not allowed to ask any questions about that. It's a data point.
This man was the head of counterterrorism in the United States of Amnesia, and he was not allowed to ask questions about what happened to Charlie Kirk. What's up with that? What's happening with that? What's going on with that? Can you dig it? Like I said, is common sense still common? Let's keep putting this math together and see if we can come up with the common denominator with all this bullshit that's going on. Let's keep doing the math, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, like he said, they're not allowed to ask questions about that.
It's a data point that we need to look into.
So let's play dark. Did you need something like this for you to create a war to the point where the re-election percentage of a president goes so high when there's a war so you can get re-elected? Maybe. Is it because the amount of chaos you learned in 2020, the elections was so chaotic, so it increases the chance of you being able to win another election because the more chaotic it was, you can tell people what we're going to be doing and they're already accustomed to it. Maybe they'll be more open-minded to it. Maybe. Is it because maybe even on the other side for me that I think about Netanyahu and Israel? First of all, who has the best secret intelligence in the world? Mossad. You mean to tell me?
No.
Yeah, man, to the point where they spy on Americans, spy on American politicians, celebrities, anyone who they feel like is an enemy to the homeland. It's called people that did that kind of stuff fanatical, but I guess it depends on who's doing it, right?
You mean to tell me these guys have been that low-key underground for a year, built a city like the one in Israel, and they trained their guys to go in and how to break into homes and how to take people hostage, and you're telling me you didn't know? Seriously? And Egypt comes out. By the way, the story came out. It's like, well, you know, we told them, we warned them that something was taking place. Another story came out about Egypt. Rob, if you tell me what page it's on.
Then they said they didn't. They're going back and forth.
Yeah, they're saying they didn't. You're like, so make up your mind. Did you know or did you not know? So what is really going on? So then I go a layer deeper, and I'll turn it over to you. Is, okay, did Israel almost, you know, because I'm talking to this other guy, and he says, I said, you realize what happened in 2014? He says, yeah. I said, 2014 when they, you know, the three girls were kidnapped, and then, you know, whatever happened, raped, travesty. Horrible. And then Israel comes back and kills 2,000 people. He said it should have been 20,000. It should have been 200,000. So I said.
Sounds a lot like how the Americans used to talk about the Native Americans, don't it? Sounds a lot like how the Europeans, let me say it that way, the Caucasians spoke about the people that were native to this country when all that was going down, right? Answer the conversation, the vernacular, very similar.
Said, where are you going with this? He says, well, listen, here's what I'd like to see happen in Israel. What's that? Only Jews live in Israel. Nobody else. We don't need to coexist. It's just not going to work out. Is this a way for Netanyahu's legacy to be he eliminated Hamas? Is this his way for saying, now I got the war, I got the card, I got the, you know, get out of jail card for me to go straight up 100,000 on the blockade of Gaza Strip, 300,000 reservists you put up there. Now we're going to go groundwork. We're going all freaking out because the world gave us the permission to do so. Is that what it is? I don't know. I just keep continuing.
I want you guys to pay very close attention to the conversation, man. Real close attention to what Mr. Kirk is going to be saying about the colony state known as Israel today.
I think I have a lot of questions the more I think about it, because so these guys are coming up. So what are we going to have, another 9/11? And they're going to come and do what? They're going to go into your community. What are they going to target next? Where are they going to go next? What's going to happen next? Oh, can we? It's not a big deal. It's never happen again. Well, that's what we thought it was never going to happen. 9/11. Before 9/11 happened, nobody thought 9/11 was going to happen. Yep. So I just have way too many questions that makes me think about what the motives are. And if we go dark, I'll put all those things out there.
Yeah.
How did these guys not know this was taking place?
So I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress.
Pay very close attention to what the man is about to say. He said, I've been to Israel several times. The whole place is a fortress. Let's listen closely. Let's play math, man. Let's do the math and use your common sense.
All those things out there.
Yeah.
How did these guys not know this was taking place?
So I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier. Right, the whole country is surveilled, and so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel is on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu is basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration.
We're on the verge of civil war. Keep listening.
right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews.
You hear this? I believe that this conversation is what led to this young man being unalived. He asked a seriously good question right there. Was there a stand down order given? Now, you just heard Mr. Kent talking about his last time talking to Charlie. He said Charlie basically blurted out to him, man, keep us out of war with Iran. He has tremendous influence with the young conservative people of the United States of Amnesia. If he was alive right now, what would he be saying about this war?
Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is.
Yeah.
And you're trying to tell me that they're going to concerts and kibbutzes and schools and by reports 6 hours. Let's say it's 3 hours.
That's suspect. Go ahead, Rob.
It's also not like a right-wing reporting. This is from the New York Times. The long
Thank
wait
you.
for help as massacre
this.
unfolds in Israel.
9
I can't think of
hours.
a more liberal news outlet than the New York Times.
And by the way, I'm actually very pro-Israel. So let me be very, so I'm not exactly.
Well, I think we all are.
No, I just want to make sure my position is clear here. But so Patrick, there are other explanations. It's possible that the Netanyahu government was double-crossed by bad agents. Okay, that's dark, but it's not as dark as what we're talking about. Okay, another aspect is that Netanyahu might have traitors in his government, like legitimate traitors that have infiltrated. I was texting with some senior people in the IDF.
Nope, that ain't it either.
And they said, Charlie, can't say too much, but let's just say the same problem you have with the left in America, we have here in Israel. So there's something to think about. Just something to think about, right? Is that maybe there's some people within those intel agencies that aren't as sympathetic. Or maybe, Patrick, maybe they might have gotten a tip. They might have gotten whispers, but no one thought it would be 1,200 Jews dead.
This is a nation that has completely mastered the art of the false flag. You got to remember, these people are the descendants of the Khazarians. That nation was known for being extremely treacherous. Nothing but spies and assassins. A whole nation. Think about that. A whole nation of backstabbing spies. It's everybody there ready to turn on everybody in the drop of a hat. Not one another, but anybody else. This is the people you're talking about. These are the Khazarians, yo. Look them up. Study their people and study that empire. Well, it wasn't really an empire, but study that kingdom. You'll learn a whole lot about what you're seeing right now. But I really believe this is why the man was unalive, and I also believe if he was alive right now, he'd be the biggest critic of what's going on, yo. Yeah, I want to show this video. I don't know what's going on. I've never had this issue before. What's going on? Oh, yeah.
I'm a Christian man, and I'm just confused why that there's this notion that we might have owe Israel something, or that they're our greatest ally, or that we have to support this multi-hundred-billion-dollar foreign aid package to Israel to cover this, to quote Charlie Kirk, ethnic cleansing in Gaza. I'm just confused why this idea has come around, considering the fact that not only does their religion not agree with ours, but also openly supports the prosecution of ours.
Yeah, so
this is very true, yo. They have there's an article about these rabbis who wanted to bring criminal charges against people who preached Jesus. Period. They wanted to bring criminal charges. But see, the youngsters, these are those little Charlie Kirkers. You understand? They seeing this and they knowing Charlie wouldn't agree with it, so they feeling some type of way about it. But let's keep going.
Is there anything positive about Israel? Is there anything positive about this country, or everything is bad? Are we the vicious? Are we the evil one? I'm asking you a question. You were a journalist covering
right
between
now.
Israel
Right
and
now,
Gaza.
your prime minister has an arrest warrant against him.
Okay. By the way,
you dumb son of a bitch! You dumb son of a bitch!
Why you asking the question is anything? He said your prime minister has an arrest warrant for crimes against humanity. What do you mean is anything good? That's the prime minister. That's the head of your country.
For one of the crimes, okay?
Imagine.
For starving a population, your heritage minister, Amichai Eliyahu, said nuking Gaza was an option and called.
Said nuking Gaza was an option.
Oh, shut up, bitch!
That's what he said. He said that's an option. We could nuke. These people are maniacs, yo.
For methods more painful than death for Palestinians. More journalists are killed in Gaza than in both world wars, Vietnam, the former Yugoslavia, and Afghanistan combined, according to the Watson Institute's Cost of War project. As a former journalist and editor, can you explain to us why Israel is killing Palestinian journalists on a mass scale?
You dumb son of a bitch! You dumb son of a bitch!
He just should have never even asked that question. Y'all over there knocking off journalists because y'all don't want nobody knowing the real carnage and the real wickedness going on over there. So the best thing to do is knock off the people that's going to tell.
Fuck all of these wars of the Israeli lobby. Liz Cheney is Hillary.
Dick Cheney's fucking daughter, man. The Cheneys are still behind promoting and motivating and pushing for all this wickedness in the Middle East, man. This her father's unalive. He ain't here no more. But he left this demon seed to carry on the bullshit. Real talk.
Clinton is Nikki Haley, is Mike Pompeo, is all of the neocon warhawks. They're exactly the same. And just so you understand, who the neoconservatives are the American vanguard of the Israeli lobby. America is not threatened by anyone, okay? We have two giant oceans around us, a gigantic nuclear arsenal. The idea that anyone can even convince you that Iran poses some threat to the United States of America, all these wars are bullshit. Fuck the wars, support peace and free markets and laissez-faire government and prosperity.
That was the same argument that the young man, Mr. Kent, made, and the reason why he stepped down, because he said there were no imminent threat to the United States of Amnesia. This war is for nothing, and soldiers are only supposed to go to war to defend the United States of Amnesia, not Jezreel.
And Tech Sergeant Tyler Simmons was just 28 years old, and with him being an only child, his death is one of tremendous sacrifice. Tonight, with heavy hearts, Tyler's family shares memories of the man they say served with honor.
Heartbreak is the only way to describe what Tech Sergeant Tyler Simmons' family is experiencing. The man who still loved adult night at the skate zone and lit up the room with his personality and had his mother's dimples is gone.
You know, he had $1 million smile. When people see my cousin, they're gonna be like, that smile was gonna take him places, and it took him to his dream job.
But as they gather to watch video of Tyler working that dream job, love and pride is now overshadowed by unimaginable grief.
Tyler's gone.
The tech sergeant was one of 6 airmen who died Thursday night when their KC-135 Stratotanker crashed in western Iraq. This family, collateral damage.
He was truly an amazing man. And to do the job as an air refueler is a special person. You have to be kind of smart to do that. And, he was loving. He loved his dog, Grayson. He loved his family. He's loved his friend, Shayna. He's just that guy. And he would do anything for you.
Tyler's parents remember the exact time uniformed officers showed up at their door that night, 10 o'clock.
When he opened the door, he said, "Oh, no." And I jumped up and ran in there, and they were lined up out on the porch. And I was like,
y'all might as well get ready. Y'all gonna see a whole lot more of it. Well, y'all might not see it because they're gonna try to, all these news channels are gonna try their best to keep morale up to support the war. But the fact that they sending thousands of soldiers over there and they planning on paratroopers and all this dropping in and all of that, they ready to deploy ground troops, and Iran is over there talking about we're waiting for you. They fought Iraq for 20 years, man. Iraq had a way more advanced army than them. Fought them for 20 years and beat them back. Even with them using illegal poisonous gas and stuff that they got from that Saddam got from the United States. That's why when Saddam got his comeuppance, none of the Muslim nations really had nothing to say, because you was America's dog in the Middle East. They could sick you on people. And that's what they did to Iran when they pushed the Shah out. They sicked Saddam on Iran. Underestimating them, thinking that they weak, this, that, and other, which is what they're doing right, which is what they did. Ain't no doing. They did. They underestimate. That's why I keep talking, we're going to peace or ceasefire. You think that they finna do a ceasefire with you and let you recalibrate your attack and your attack strategies like you already did? They've been in peace talks with you twice, and you hit them, you dope fiend them while they was in peace talks with you. They're not going for it no more. That's why the former Ayatollah said he didn't want to talk to Trump at all. And of course the son don't want to talk. You killed his dad. But these people, they're fanatical and blah, 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 blah. These people are human. They have emotions. They have their motivations, but they also have their intelligence and their engineers and their scientists. That's why they hit 6 countries at one time within 10 minutes. And they still over there getting off. What y'all think gonna happen when America land troops there? Y'all think they're just gonna come in there and just topple the whole government? It's gonna go just like that? This country is bigger than Iraq, man, and it's mountains everywhere. They had hell in Afghanistan behind mountains, behind terrain. People popping out of nowhere, shooting your motherfucker. It's gonna be worse, man. These are the architects of the roadside bombs. You understand? This is gonna get really interesting, dog, on everything, man. Y'all thinking that this is something y'all gonna see a whole lot of flag draped coffins in a minute.
You've got to be kidding me.
Cheryl Simmons never wanted her son to join the military. Tyler was their only child, but
that means you supposed to did everything you could to see to it that he didn't go. That's that mother's intuition. That's why you didn't want him there. You know this country always kicking off wars with somebody. America's almost 250 years old. I think the longest they've been without a war is, I think, six years out of that or something like that. Just do the math on that. Somebody look into that. Pull that up. America's almost 250 years old. Pull up how the longest time they went without being at war with somebody.
He says there was no stopping him. He loved his country and his job with the 121st Air Refueling Wing at Rickenbacker.
Because y'all did some half-ass parenting. Y'all didn't let that. I bet y'all never let him see the movie Glory and how they did the black men in that first cavalry in the United States, the first black regiment in the United States military. You need to look that up. See how they didn't even mention their names on the memorial till decades later. Then it's the brother that was with the Harlem Hellfighters. The United States wouldn't even let them fight for the United States. They had to go fight for France in World War II, World War I? But that one brother who got the highest honor that France could give, I forgot his name, but he took on like 20-something combatants to protect his boys, and he survived it. He didn't get a medal. He didn't get the Medal of Honor in the United Snakes of Amnesia till 2015. Y'all didn't tell this boy about that, did you? Did y'all tell him about the Buffalo Soldiers and how they had the worst equipment, the worst horses, but were still sent out to defend the United Snakes of Amnesia? Hey, yo, man, that's why this youngster is gone, and it's going to be a whole lot more gone, because y'all not telling the kids the goddamn truth.
Backer.
Tyler loved them people. And they loved him.
So much so, Cheryl says while he served in security, superiors saw something special in Tyler and invited him to join a new team as a boom operator. He was the one transferring fuel from the Stratotanker aircraft to other military aircraft.
Once he got in the back of that airplane, that was it. He said, I will retire from this, Mom. I will retire from this. I said, well, what about the pilot? You always wanted to be a pilot.
Could be my motherfucking son. Could be my son. But let's go off to the next video. Like I said, we're doing math here. Put the math together. That's one body that they're talking about. Several American soldiers have already died. There are going to be more. Let's go to the next video because I want y'all to understand. Let's put the math together. Pay close attention.
Hold on. You gotta get this right.
Shouts out to the GMS.
I was interviewing a guy one time and he started talking about the black Israelites.
No, you can tell me, right?
That black means ugly, wicked, evil, soiled. Don't call us that. That's actually disrespectful. That looks just like Tucker. This video is from 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years ago. Listen closely.
What is it? You know about us.
We're the real Jews.
Okay, we're the descendants of Jacob. Okay. Jacob was a black man. Abraham was black. All right? Isaac, his son, was black. Right?
It was like,
So if you're an Edomite, there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can go to slavery. That's the only thing you can do.
That's only right, man.
We were enslaved under you.
And it wasn't on camera, but I was like, it was so far out to me that
Oh, yes, it was on camera, Mr. Carson.
Choice. Well, provided that you're an Edomite. If you're an Edomite, then you're going into slavery.
I was like, we'll never kind of understand.
I thought you was a Christian. I thought you read that Bible. Ain't that what you told the brothers? They blow me away when all you Christian folk be talking about y'all read. I done read the Bible backwards and forwards, but don't know about these prophecies that are in there. Y'all ignore Isaiah. Y'all ignore Jeremiah. Y'all ignore Ezekiel, Esdras. Y'all call them liars. Obadiah. My God, Obadiah. Shortest book in the Bible, and most of you damn Christians ain't never even took 2 peeks in there because Pastor Porkchop never brought it up. Yeah, y'all, the time is gonna come where y'all gonna turn on these. This happens pretty regularly, but it's gonna be a serious time that's gonna come where the flocks of these sheep is gonna turn on those pastors and let them astray, yo. Now he sounded so shocked and so taken aback by what they said about who the real Jews are and who Esau is and what his destiny is going to be, what's prophesied for Israel, for Esau. Let's go.
During Tucker Carlson's kind of contentious conversation / debate with U.S. Ambassador.
See, I believe that conversation never left his brain because he considers himself a real devoted, devout Christian, like a lot of these fake-ass people do. The thing about it is, I think he's really sincere. And if you're really sincere, you heard these brothers speaking the scriptures and bringing it to you like that, and you've never heard this before. I think he started doing some research on his own. I think he started pulling up IUSPK. I think he pulled up IUIC. I think he pulled up Mossad. You know what I'm saying? I think he pulled up a few videos that the brothers done put out, BOW, shouts out to BOW. Batazan. You know what I'm saying? I believe he went home and quietly to himself pulled up the videos of the brothers out there teaching the scriptures on the highways and byways and bidding our people to the marriage. And I think he learned something, because why would this happen?
Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, the topic of land rights came up. Obviously, that's usually front and center when it comes to the ongoing conflict between Israel and pretty much everyone else in the region. And so in order to justify the mass slaughter campaigns and land theft from Palestinians, Israelis claim that they're, the original Israelites from the Bible and that they have a biblical right to.
Hold it there, Miss Kasparian. They don't call themselves Israelite. They call themselves Israeli. Meaning the inhabitor of the land. Israelite means to be the descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They know they're the Khazarians. They know. Y'all just don't know.
That land. So Tucker Carlson challenged Huckabee on that. Let's take a look.
Abram's descendants are the ones who have the right to have this land, correct? Yes. Okay. Why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abram's descendants are? It's really simple. We've cracked the human genome. We can do that.
Because these brothers out of Dakota told me and brought scripture to me that said that the blacks in America are the real Jews. That's why he's asking this question.
Why don't we do that? Would you be against doing that?
I have no idea what that would prove. I mean,
Oh, shut up, bitch! Oh, shut up! You dumb son of a bitch! Oh, shut up, bitch! Oh, shut up, bitch! You dumb son of a bitch!
I reckon. Hey, I don't know how that would prove anything. Shut up, Meg. you don't get the hell out of here. Hey, if that's what it's supposed to be determined by, why isn't this? Why can't, look, he said, we cracked the chair. We should be able to do this. Look, it's illegal to do DNA testing in Israel. Why?
Maybe it would be, what do you mean? It would prove who Abram's descendants are and who has a right to live here and who doesn't, according
Christian. It'll prove who his descendants are and who got a right to the land. Christian. Ain't you a Christian?
to the theology that you yourself just explained. And so I'm very confused as to why we don't do that. If you believe the theology that you've just explained to me,
would we do that all over the world?
Well,
and everybody
this is the only country in the world that you've said has this covenant with God, that this people have a moral and legal right to the land.
What about people who convert to Judaism? Would they have a right?
No, she's right about that. You can't convert to a bloodline, you damn fool. What the fuck?
You dumb son of a bitch! You dumb son of a bitch!
You can't convert to a goddamn bloodline. I am. It's crazy, dog. On record, man. Hey, but you heard what the man said, and y'all understand why. Let's go to the next video. Like I said, we're putting the map together. These folks claim that they are God's chosen.
How are you treated in Israel? Has someone ever spit at you?
Yes.
Really? Yeah. More than once?
More than once.
Why?
Many schools in the Jewish sector have bad flashes of memories of persecution. The cross reminds them of persecution and expulsion and what have you.
So they're teaching their children that the cross is a sign of persecution and to spit on Christians?
Yeah. And these are French groups.
You heard what he said? These are the people that y'all getting ready to see y'all Christian children to go die for. They spit. Don't be surprised if the soldiers actually get spit on. Let them be wearing a cross over there. You heard what the man said. They're raised from birth to spit on you Christian folk. What's going on with that? Y'all got a government that's getting ready to go send y'all to go die for these. They don't care if they spit on Christians.
That we have, as heads of churches, spoke about. When there is vandalism of churches, when there is spitting at clergy, when there is doing nasty things to clergy.
What kind of nasty things?
And I've kind of say that on the air. But they're doing like really shameful things, in front of church doors.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they take a piss on the church in front of the church doors, make you have to walk by, smell piss, step over piss when you go inside of the quote-unquote house of God. Hey, man, These are the folks that y'all getting ready to go to war with, a nation that never attacked the United States before. Y'all get ready to go to war with ancient Persia, who nobody has been able to conquer in 5,000 years. Let's go get interested.
On camera many times.
To Christian churches and Christian clergy.
Yeah, and again, these are like fringe group of people who are radicals.
And there are people who believe
this motherfucker right here. That was my boy Talmud Tatum. That's what they call him now. Tatum, the Talmud Tatum.
A small degree, in my opinion, that Christians' relationships or the relationships of Christians in Israel aren't as good. And so can you speak to that, Prime Minister, about how Christians live in Israel? Are they accepted in Israel? Are they treated fairly in Israel?
Well, now before this devil get the line through his motherfucking teeth, y'all just heard the priest guy talking about how Christians get treated over there. He's just one guy. Listen to what this now listen to what the devil finna say to Talmud Tatum and watch his response. This is one of the sorriest, most graham crackerist motherfucking Negroes I've ever seen in my life.
First of all, this is the birthplace of Christianity. You know, in all these sites that people could walk and do walk in the footsteps of Jesus. Christians are not merely tolerated in Israel. They're welcomed as a treasure of our common Judeo-Christian heritage. And Israel is the only place.
You a treasure, but they spit on you when you come over there. They hop through, but you a treasure.
In the Middle East, where Christians are safe, because throughout the Middle East, churches are bombed, Christians are killed, as happened in Syria, murdered mercilessly, and elsewhere. And in Israel, we are brothers. If you actually talk to the majority of Christians, talk to them, you'll see what they say. They say Israel is the only place where we're respected and protected.
And I can attest to that as a Christian who went to Israel. I spent 2 weeks there with the church, and we had an incredible time.
Was it a Christian church? The Talmud Tatum?
Had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors, and immediately after there was
whoa. We ain't gonna just gloss over that.
Shut up, bitch.
We are not we not gonna just gloss over that. I mean, did you hear what he said? We only had one incident where one small child spit on an adult pastor. One more time for the hood.
Spit on one of the pastors, and immediately after, only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors.
So backward. No offense. I don't mean to offend, but
Immediately after, there was an adult that came by and said, "That's not a representation of who we are. You know, we love you guys. You guys are all." We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors, and immediately after.
So backward. No offense. I don't mean to offend, but
There was an adult that came by and said, "That's not a representation of who we are. You know, we love you guys. You guys are always welcome here." And I have to say,
man, get the fuck out the hood with that. Did y'all hear that shit? He said a child spit on the pastor of their church. You just heard the other priests from the Catholic side talking about, yeah, they spit on us. They piss in front of the doors. No telling what other heinous crap they do in front of the church. You understand? Because there's no restraint. There's no restrictions. There's nothing. Like the man said, they're brought up from birth and being taught that's right. One thing about a kid, if you teach a kid that something is that's the way and this is how we get down, that's all the kid know, they gonna roll that out to the fullest. Harder than the adults. You already said the adult walked away, well, that's not what we're about. We don't do that. Yes, y'all do, or the kid wouldn't have did it.
No adults gave us any grief. We had no issues whatsoever. And our experience there, it was actually an amazing experience. It actually changed the way I thought about Israel, and I fell in love with Israel when I came there. And I think a lot of that is a testament to how Christians are actually treated, not what the naysayers say.
Did y'all hear that? My man, Officer Skatum. Hey, like I said, we're doing math. I want y'all to calculate that too. This is a so-called brother that went over there, and he can talk. He's talking about how his pastor got spit on. And you just heard what the other man was saying, right? Let's put all the change together. These people say they are God's chosen. Let's keep going.
I'm Jewish. We do not spit on people. Again, this is what anti-Semitism looks like. You just... We do not spit.
That's what anti-Semitism looks like. This is what it looked like.
Again, this is what anti-Semitism.
This is what anti-Semitism look like.
You can't afford to buy a
We don't
home
spit on people.
because $8 trillion of your money was spent.
We don't spit on people. That is nonsense. We don't spit on people. This part right here should really piss y'all off, though, man. Pay close attention.
You can't afford to buy a home
because $8 trillion of your money was spent fighting Israel's enemies in the Middle East.
Iraq, Iran, and Libya are racing to develop nuclear weapons.
That same $8 trillion could have bought over 34 million homes at $250,000 each, spent fighting.
Nah, we ain't gonna just gloss over that. Let's go back to that. Listen to the devil speaking in front of Congress. This was years ago.
Israel's enemies in the Middle East.
Iraq, Iran, and Libya are racing to develop nuclear weapons.
Iraq fell, Libya fell, and now they're on Iran. This has been the plan from the get-go. These people, the devil, the Bible, snake speaker. That's why you think I say the United Snakes of Amnesia, dog. These people are serpents, and they don't remember none of the fucked up shit they done did. They remember it, but they don't remember it.
That same $8 trillion could have bought over 34 million homes.
34 million homes. Y'all sent that money to fucking Israel.
At $250,000 each. And if a family of 4 lived in each home, 132 million Americans could have had free housing. But Zionists had other priorities for your money.
You are wondering whether you can afford to have another child because childcare is so expensive. Meanwhile,
Americans not having no damn kids because childcare is so expensive. Let's talk about it.
Your tax dollars fund free childcare in Israel for every Israeli child. That's one reason Israel's birth rate is higher than America's.
They got a higher birth rate and they in the middle of war at all times. And they got a higher birth rate than people in America where ain't no missiles and rockets flying by and people getting gunned. You got people getting gunned down the street. You know, they do what they do to black folks. They gonna continue to do that. But my thing is, how they got a higher birth rate than the United States. They birth rate population is going up. Americans is going down. Meanwhile, they be over here having 7 and 8 kids and all completely and utterly on welfare, and nobody's bringing their name up about welfare or welfare fraud or what they doing as far as to go for Section 8 housing and how much they sucking the blood from these government programs. Look into it. Like I said, do the math. Is common sense still common?
Americans are subsidizing Israeli families while struggling to start their own.
and if you objected, if you had the audacity to ask why your children were being disinherited in your country,
they will call you an anti-Semite.
That's why people are so...
Yeah, that's they go-to. That's their Ali jab right there. You're anti-Semitic. The fuck out of here. I think y'all not the only people that say y'all can say y'all came from Shem. His name was Shem, not Sem, by the fucking way. It's anti-Shemitic, not Semitic. It's Muslim, not Muslim. It's Farrakhan, not Farrakhan. They run around here like they educated the earth.
angry about.
Work a job that you likely hate and have a portion of your earnings taken from you by our federal government and funneled to the Israeli government so they can commit atrocities in the Gaza Strip. Are you okay with that? Because I'm not okay with that. And nothing gets under my skin more, okay, than hearing these pieces of crap.
And then spit in our faces.
You see these videos of Christians, priests with crucifixes around their necks getting spit on in Jerusalem.
Jewish men and children spitting on Christian worshipers.
A small child spit on one of the pastors.
And they getting ready to send hundreds. They're getting ready to send. They're sending thousands of soldiers over there already, or people who will spit on them under any other circumstances. Y'all not paying attention, man. Like I said, do the math. It's common sense still coming. Why the fuck? What the fuck? The United Snakes of Amnesia look like going to war with Iran over these people, man. You can call me anti-Semitic all you want. I'm just speaking facts. I ain't calling nobody out their name. I ain't wish death on nobody and none of that. We know how you motherfuckers feel about the goyim, don't we? Well, here it is, a talo goyim, a talo Yehudi, a tashatan, a tagoyim, a tamamzir. He run around on that bullshit. I do me collect. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, what else is going on? What's happening? What's up?
China and Taiwan appear to be rising quickly. In the past few hours, around 26 Chinese military aircraft have been seen near Taiwan. 16 of those aircraft entered Taiwan's air defense zone. At the same time, 7 Chinese naval warships have also been seen operating in the waters around Taiwan. Just 2 days ago, Taiwan signed a $9 billion weapons deal with the United States for advanced military equipment. Because of this, China often carries out military drills near Taiwan to show its power and maintain pressure. Meanwhile, North Korea also launched 10 ballistic missiles at the same time. The missiles were fired toward the sea in the direction of Japan, traveling about 350 kilometers. These missiles were launched while the United States and South Korea were holding joint military exercises. North Korea sees these exercises as preparation for a possible attack, which is why it launches missiles to demonstrate its strength. At the same time, the United States has started moving the THAAD missile defense system from Korea to Israel to strengthen Israel's defenses against Iranian ballistic missiles. For now, tensions appear to be rising in several parts of Asia.
Uh-oh. Nobody's paying attention to that part. They're moving weapons out of South Korea over to the Middle East because they just don't have enough. This stuff costs a lot of money. Hey, man, it's going down, man. And I think it's going to keep expanding until it gets really, really bad because they want they want this whole one world government thing. What better time to push it than now? Only thing about it is nobody's weak anymore. Most of these countries got something that they got ability to fight and they can fight. This world, the last World War, like 60 something million people? 60 million people. 60 million Jews. I would love to know the exact number of how many black folks died in these wars. Because they use us like decoys. We like cannon fire. We like those sitting ducks that you put out when they hunting for the real ducks. On the real, man. We're just like meat for the grinder. We join the military thinking it's the best thing for us because, it's a way out of the hood. It's a way out of the ghetto. It's a way to try to, distance ourselves from the craziness. Hey, man, things is crazy. That's all I can say, doubt. Wars and rumors of wars. They getting ready to send all these young boys over there. Up in their head, I've got them thinking that they fighting for Armageddon and Christ has chosen Donald fucking Trump, a pedophile for real? He's not Yasha Allah. Can't be chosen by God for anything. But this is what they brainwashing these youngsters with. And they try to talk about the Muslim, the Islamic Republic. And they're fanatical and these spiritual and fanatical religious beliefs that they push. What the fuck y'all call that shit that y'all doing with them kids right now? Hey, man, My brother said he integrated us into a burning house, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. That's my final message, yo. The heat ain't got hot yet because ain't nobody shot a missile and hit the mainland of the United States yet. Just like ancient Rome, the Romans thought nobody could ever. I think we're gonna get surprised. If for no other reason, we're gonna get a surprise because the Israelis gonna do a false flag to try to get the people in America to support this war. They're gonna blow something up. They're gonna do a drone attack in California, something like that. New York, California, Chicago's gonna be some kind of drone attack. Something they're gonna try to do that's on the scale of a 9/11, dog. That's what I believe, man. Like, what's his name? Goebbels? He said if the people don't want war, all you gotta do is convince them that they're being attacked. I'm paraphrasing. He said all you gotta do is convince the nation that it's being attacked, and you will unite the people against a common enemy. Anybody that does not unite is gonna be looked upon as weak or unpatriotic or something like that. This is what we're dealing with right now. Don't be surprised if something blows up in America soon. Because they know that this shit ain't popular with the average American right now. Most people are against it and they look at it as a distraction from the whole Epstein thing. Just like Clinton bombed the Sudan to distract everybody from the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. Y'all probably too young to remember that, but look into it. Right after he got caught up with that, he initiated an attack on Sudan and they went over there and blew up some pharmaceutical plants that was making medicine. Just because he wanted people to stop talking about him getting trimmed in the Oval Office, right? And look at him. He's all over the Epstein files. It's always more than meets the eye with this shit, man. Hey, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. We did our little thing, man. It's your boy Bam Belly Young. On the Watch 3 Sons. Continue to stand 10 toes ground down on them 10-fold ground. Representing East Side ours because East Side is ours. I am your drum major for justice because there is no justice for just us. Until next time, man. Hey, share this with your folks, man. Like, subscribe, share, man. Give the people information, man. I'm just giving the people information. It's your job to look into it and research on your own and, find out, pick up wherever we left off in one of these clips and dig on your own, man, and continue to do the math, man. You gotta do the math. You gotta do the math to come up with the proper answer, the proper sum, the common denominator in this entire mess. It's those heathens that are trodden down the land of God's chosen people. Like it says in the scriptures, the land shall be trodden down by heathens till the time of the heathen has come to its end. I think your time is coming to an end real soon, Khazarians, Talo Yehudi, Tashatan, Tamamzir, Tagoim, Raskalef, Adumikalef. Hey, man, I love y'all to death. I love y'all to life, man. Y'all stay up, man. And until the next time, dog, keep doing your research, man. Stay on top of this information because we don't know what's next, man. We just don't know what the next thing is going to be. We got buildings blowing up over there. Something gonna mess around and blow up over here. That's just my thought, man. That's just what I think. But it usually never happens in the hood, in the ghetto, if y'all pay attention. Understand? We're used to getting attacked. If something blew up where black people was at, we'll just know that it's some white folks trying to hurt some black people. That's pretty much what we'll sum it up as. But yeah, it's getting crazy, man. But hey, I heard what the brother said. I don't think he made a mistake. Anybody that think he did, something wrong with you. Later, man. Till next time, man. Y'all keep breathing. Eastside ours.
What's going on, Watts, where we are taught to survive. And just like the phoenix from our own ashes, we rise. What's happening, family? Thanks for tuning in. We all we got, representing Eastside Watts tenfold.